Once again, journalists are in the unhappy predicament of trying to decide whether and how to cover false allegations raised by a candidate for President of the United States. This time, in the midst of Donald Trump's attacks on the Clintons using various scandals and accusations from the 1990s, Mr. Trump has repeated an outrageous and long ago debunked falsehood about former Deputy White House counsel Vince Foster, a friend of Bill and Hillary Clinton's until his tragic suicide. In July 1993, Foster, who suffered from depression, drove to Fort Marcy Park in Virginia, walked into the park with an old revolver, and shot himself in the mouth. The Park Service police concluded that year that Foster committed suicide, but that did not stop conspiracy theorists at the time from concocting all sorts of unfounded allegations. Now, that first investigation was followed by an investigation by CNN in 1994 concluding Foster's death was due to suicide and that alternative scenarios had no credibility. Other investigations reached the same conclusion, one by independent counsel Robert Fisk in 1994, two by Congressional Reviews in 1994 and 1995, another by independent counsel Ken Starr in 1997. So one would think, case closed, right? Wrong. Donald Trump, in an interview appearing in today's Washington Post, called the circumstances surrounding Vince Foster's death, quote, very fishy, and said, I don't bring Foster's death up because I don't know enough to really discuss it. I will say there are people who continue to bring it up because they think it was absolutely a murder. I don't do that because I don't think it's fair, right? Except, of course, you just did that, Mr. Trump. You lent credence to a bizarre and unfounded conspiracy theory. Though you're right, it's not fair that you did that. Certainly not to Mr. Foster's widow or their 3 children. To be clear, the notion that this was a murder is a fiction born of delusion and untethered to reality and contradicted by evidence reviewed in at least 6 investigations, one of them by Ken Starr, hardly a Bill Clinton defender. To say otherwise is ridiculous and frankly shameful. Again, this is not a pro-Clinton position or an anti-Trump position. It is a pro-truth position.